Hello and welcome everyone to Cafe. I'm Carissa Clark.
And I'm Clarence Reynolds. It is great to be back with you to share all of the fun and exciting events happening this week.
Let's start off with Crystal, who is at the Life exhibit at the Orlando Science Center.
This is the Life exhibit at the Orlando Science Center. It is the largest and most comprehensive exhibit that they have ever attempted, and it tells the story of our planet through the animals who inhabit it in 3 different ecosystems. And to tell us more about the animal story is Jenny Bowles, who is the animal care manager here at the Orlando Science Center. And we are here now in the swamp. Of course, we're in Florida, so we know what goes with the swamp. We've got alligators, we've got turtles. Tell us what people can expect here in the swamp.
Yeah, so the Life exhibit has 3 separate areas. We have the swamp, the ocean, and the rainforest. But the really great part about the swamp is it allows you to get closer to the wildlife that's in your own backyard here in Florida that is there, but you might not be completely aware of. Learning more about them and what role we play and making sure that they're taken care of in our backyards.
So in the swamp, we've got, the superstars. You got to have some alligators and turtles.
Yes.
What else can people see here in the swamp, which is very unique?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So we have 5 gators that are in our gator pool here. We also have 5 different species of aquatic turtles, including one very large snapping turtle, red-eared sliders, yellow-bellied sliders, all cohabitating together so that you can see how they would work together in an actual environment out in the wild.
Yeah, I noticed earlier I saw an alligator under the heat lamp on top of a turtle.
Yes.
I'd never seen that before, but that's what you're going to see here.
They stack, they share food, definitely moving around exactly like they would in the wild is exactly what you're going to experience here. And we make sure that all of their needs are provided. You're seeing their heat lamps, their UV lamps, because they're obviously not getting that direct sunlight in here like they would outside. Yeah. So everything's provided and you get to see how they would normally behave.
You've done a great job. And then the squirrels, we experience squirrels in different ways here in Florida. But you have something very unique and special with that exhibit.
We do. So we have 2 squirrels that are over here. The squirrels are actually the only animal here that are not native to Florida. They are native to islands that are off the coast of China. They are called Prevost squirrels. But we have an entire system that runs above your head, so those squirrels can be running around. You can see how quick they are. You can see the way that they move. You can watch out for other things that they do. But it's a really interactive exhibit. It's a lot of fun to see how they move through things.
And then around the corner from the squirrels, we also have the very mysterious owls.
Burrowing owls, yep, another animal that you can find in your backyard, but they're one of the most fascinating animals to me because you can find them in super cold temperatures. They can thrive in really hot temperatures. So they do perfectly all over Florida, but they actually do burrow into the ground and they live here in like the grassy land areas of Florida. Yes, we have 2 of them over there.
That's fascinating. Yeah. And you normally can't get up close like that with owls. So that's
you
really
cannot, no. So those are animals that are really reclusive. They keep to themselves. So to be able to see them and then get that close to them and how they work, it's pretty fascinating.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So why don't we go get up close with some more creatures in the ocean? So we're going to go to the ocean now. We are now here in the ocean, and I love the fact, Jenny, that when you walk into this exhibit, you start to become transported with the music and the lights, and then you're here in front of this gigantic tank.
It's very immersive. You literally walk downwards on a ramp, and then you end up in front of our large shark tank here with all of these beautiful fish that you can find in the oceans around the Florida area. You go around the corner and we have a coral tank that's at a level for kids so they can see it. You can get down on the level with your children. We also have a touch tank with all of our aquatic inverts that people can actually get in there and be completely involved in getting to know how they feel and how they move when you're interacting with them.
So I saw one of the sharks in here.
Yes.
You're actually going to be able to have people like in the zoo. You can actually get inside of here and teach and talk to students about it.
Correct, yeah. Our intention is that when we have to do all of our husbandry for the tank, we will be snorkeling inside the tank. Our team will be trained to do that. We'll do shark feeds from the upper platform up here so that we can do programming and talk to people about the sharks and about our reefs and our oceans that are around the state of Florida. So we'll have a lot of keeper interactions when we're in here.
I also love that you are learning about the ocean when
Yes.
you're in here, and you're learning not just the names of some of these fish and the species, you're learning about the importance of the coral reefs. You're learning about some ways that you, as just a human in this world, can get along with the sea creatures.
Yeah, we really have very thoughtful signage that's all over the exhibit that people can read and learn about. This is another beautiful environment that we're lucky enough here in Florida to exhibit. We're surrounded by the ocean, so it's another thing that we learn about how we impact it, how we benefit from it, and how those things combine together, how we work together to make that all, coexist. So
The touch tank has to be one of your more popular
For sure.
exhibits, and people can really get up close. I see a lobster in there,
Yep.
a sea cucumber,
correct,
crabs.
yep, starfish, yeah, a bunch of different types of inverts. The reality is there is studies that have been done on the fact that somebody can go to a zoo and they can see these beautiful exotic animals, but if they're far away from them, they get it, they think it's wonderful, but the second they're able to touch something, the second they can interact with it, it takes that appreciation, that connection to a completely different level, and we're able to provide that here in our ocean, so it's really wonderful.
That's what's so beautiful about the Life exhibit, is being able to get up close and
Absolutely.
experience it. All right, so I love the ocean so much. It's such a calming Zen place, but we still have one final place, the rainforest.
Correct.
So let's head over to
Sounds
the
good.
rainforest.
Okay.
We are now here at last in the rainforest, and you can feel that we are in the rainforest.
You sure can.
And that's the beautiful thing, just like
Yeah.
the ocean, you feel like you're immersed. And this is quite a special place.
It is. It offers you a little bit something different than the other two environments. Those environments you can find in your backyard. You can go to the ocean. You can go to the swamps here in Florida. The rainforest is something that if you can't find a place like here at the Orlando Science Center, you'd never be able to experience these animals. You get the hot, humid temperatures here in Florida, but not this lush environment and the animals that are in it. It is the immersive rainforest experience.
Obviously, we know we've got some company behind
do.
us as one of the animals in the exhibit. So tell me a little bit about, let's talk about the birds first, because
Sure.
you've got birds flying overhead.
We do. So we have a perch over here where we have our sun conures. This is a mated pair, Rio and Tika. We also have free-flighted birds in the exhibit, 15 of them that are roaming the exhibit, flying around, going in and out for their food sources. We have a two-toed sloth in the exhibit, red-footed tortoises. Behind us we have a waterfall with our cichlids. So a whole bunch of different species that you can come in and they are moving around you completely, no barriers between you and them.
That is what's really cool, is when you walk in here, first of all, the fact that it is so high and you can hear the birds, you
Yep.
can hear the sounds of the waterfall, you feel
Yeah.
the humidity. You guys have done a great job
Thank you.
of making people feel as though they are in the rainforest.
For sure, yeah, it's a wonderful thing to experience and to see all the animals, and again, our interactions with them, and to be able to sit in here and feel like you're a part of this wonderful environment. It's something you won't get to experience in many other places.
So the sloth, I know, is one of the stars of the exhibit.
They're a very
and
popular animal, yes, yeah. And for us in general, everybody has a love for Miss Izzy. She does, for the most part, what sloths do. They are nocturnal animals, so she sleeps during the day, gets a little active at times if she's looking for some food or a new place that she wants to sleep in the exhibit. But for the most part, sleeping in her hammock is what she does, and then she's active at night.
this is really the showstopper here, isn't it? And you've really taken on quite a lot of challenges in interacting and being able to get all these species in one place. It's not an easy task.
It is not. Every single exhibit that you find here at the Science Center is a mixed species exhibit, which means that you have to take it into account as an individual species, what are the needs of that animal, but how do those needs affect the next animal, and is that going to negatively impact them? And if it is, you have to make adjustments to figure out how they can coexist and all of them have those needs met in a positive way. It's a lot of moving pieces that are hard sometimes to figure out.
I'm glad you guys have figured it out, but it's also so satisfying to see the people walk in here and really feel transported.
Absolutely. And when you see the people come in and how excited they are to be here, how happy they are, you see the little kids getting excited to see animals that they've maybe only seen in pictures. It's something that we've been working for a really long time, and to see it all come together, it's incredibly rewarding. We're very, very proud of it.
Well, you heard it. If you can't experience the rainforest in person off in another continent, you can experience it here at the Orlando Science Center as part of the Life exhibit.
Yeah.
Jennifer Voles, thank you so much for joining us, the Animal Care Manager here at the Orlando Science Center. So to check out more information about the Life exhibit or the Orlando Science Center in general, you can check out their website at osc.org.
That's one of those things I've got to see.
I know, me
Yeah,
too.
that
She's
is-
having so much fun and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's then they spent a lot of money to make it
Yes,
really amazing. So,
absolutely. It
yeah.
looks incredible.
Yeah.
Really incredible. Make space on your calendars and walls for the 2024 Mount Dora Plein Air Paint Out, which takes place October 12th through the 19th. Artists will convene in picturesque downtown Mount Dora with easels and canvases to paint local scenes live on site. Plein air is the practice of painting landscape pictures outside. It's creating an intense impression of the moment in the open air. The artwork created by the year's Plein Air artists will be available for sale. For more details, check out mountdoraart.com.
The Winter Park Autumn Art Festival is the only juried fine art festival exclusively featuring Florida artists, and it takes place October 12th and 13th from 9 to 5 both days. The community-oriented sidewalk show presents quality visual art and live entertainment for the whole family. The festival will be held in Central Park along historic Park Avenue in downtown Winter Park. And the festival features a variety of food and drinks, children's activities, and great people watching. To plan your weekend, go to winterpark.org.
Albin Polishik Museum and Sculpture Gardens presents Edible Natives for Your Landscape on October 9th at 6 p.m. You will learn about all the cultivated food plants with their native wild counterparts, how to identify them, what parts are edible, how to prepare and consume them, and how to harvest them safely and responsibly. Discover natives that make excellent teas, jams, salads, sautés, herbs, spices, and more. You'll also learn which plants are high in vitamins and which ones have therapeutic properties. Get more details at polishik.org.
Experience and honor the wonders of Asian culture through exhibitions, performances, and crafts at the 14th Annual Asian Cultural Expo on October 12th from 10 a.m. until 3. The expo is immersive and takes place at Bill Frederick Park. The expo will end with the International Dragon Boat Festival on Turkey Lake. For more information, go to asianculturalexpo.org. Tucked away in the historic, quaint little town of Gotha is a wonderful experience for those of you who love the outdoors and love plants and love just really being with nature. It's called Kneeling Gardens. And Angela Withers is here. She is the president of the board there to tell us about the whole thing. What is Kneeling Gardens and what is it all about?
Kneeling Gardens, we like to think, is sort of one of the magical little not well-known places in Orange County. But we're gradually becoming better known and we want to become more so. It was the historic home and garden of Dr. Henry Kneeling, who was from Wisconsin, and he bought the property in 1886 because a friend who was traveling down in Florida told him that a Mr. Hempel was creating this little, what he called a German colony in the wilds of what became known as Gotha. And this was something Dr. Kneeling was curator of the Milwaukee Museum. He was an ornithologist, amongst other things, but he loved tropical plants. And this friend said this would be a place you could grow them year-round instead of in a greenhouse up in the cold. So he bought the property sight unseen, about 40 acres originally, came down in 1886, and from then on every winter would come down and spend time there, introducing plants, experimenting with plants. He was an extraordinary plantsman. And this garden of his, and he had 30 or 40 acres originally, it became a mecca for travelers in the early part of the 20th century. People who had never seen these fabulous tropical plants and caladiums. He's known as the father of caladiums. He was growing all of these on this site. But the story was lost because he died in 1929. And the wonderful house, he actually moving his family down. He decided in 1901 to move his family down and actually move to Florida. And so there are wonderful stories about the house. The house is special. The 6 acres that we have remaining are wonderfully natural. So there's so many things I could share with you about it. We really want people to come see it because it's different. We're not trying to be a Lou Gardens. That's wonderful, that has its place. We want to be an exploration garden. Because what we discovered when we bought the property, Dr. Kneeling died in 1929, Then it was bought by Julian and Maggie Nally, who were passionate about the work Dr. Nealing had done, and ran it as a sort of commercial nursery. Then for a number of years, they both died in 1978 within a few months of each other, had no children, so the property was subdivided. But they kept the 6 acres with the wonderful old house on it, because everybody knew this was important, and it goes from Hempel Avenue down to the lake. So then it was rescued by the Bashardis, who lived they lived in Windermere at the time. He was an architect, loved the old house. Barbara was a passionate gardener. So they did a lot of work on it, and then Howard died, and Barbara couldn't maintain it. It became completely overgrown, but she wanted it saved. And so the Henry Nealing Society was formed at the end, right around 1999. The group started figuring out, how can we save the property? She needed the money to leave. And eventually we got it at the end of 2009. And when you come and visit us, you need to know that when we bought it 13 years ago, our non-profit, it took a machete to get around the property. Really? It was completely overgrown. Kudzu and air potato and cat's claw begonia and running bamboo. But here was this wonderful old house and a wonderful story, and still amazing plants all in amongst us. And we said, we can make this work.
You know, and you mentioned the tropical plants. How does it differ from other botanical locations in Central Florida?
Well, it's a mix. And when I say tropical, there are some more subtropical, is a little bit more appropriate. People would talk about coming and seeing his tropical plants, and some of them are. Caladiums, for example, are technically tropical, but they do brilliantly in Central Florida. So the main thing that is going to be different from other gardens is that we have left it very natural, because as we uncovered, instead of coming in and saying, oh, we're going to recreate, we gradually uncovered, and that was partly because we had no options. Right. We didn't have the money to come in. Was the best thing. Sometimes not having the money at the beginning is a really good thing, because as we cleared the vines and uncovered, we found all these amazing things. And then these wonderful old trees, the canopy, the huge tree canopy, and the things we found underneath, we were then able to keep them and supplement and bring back the things that he was growing that haven't survived. But also, we want it to be a place where people discover nature and discover gardens and say, wow, look at that. That's what happens when this grows here. When a tree falls down, we keep a lot of the fallen logs, and then we all watch the amazing fungi, and we put bromeliads on them, or we hang orchids. But you're seeing the cycle of life. You're seeing the natural progression of things. And that's where we're different. We don't just move out the flowers when they're dead. We trim them back.
And from those humble beginnings, are there now signature events that happen that people can come and engage with Nealing Garden?
We do, and those are fun. We've got one coming up, but we do about 3 a year, essentially, and one in the spring that's more of a morning caladium event, caladiums, canvases, and coffee, and we'll have artists painting the gardens and music and coffee and goodies, and usually some mimosas and things too, to make it fun. And then in the fall, we've got one coming up now, it's called Owl Prowl, and sort of fall themed, but that is our main sort of fundraiser. But we again have artists painting, because artists just love the place, because it's different. It's not the usual, here are some beautiful flowers, here's some of this. It's discovery, and so they love and find their little area. So we again have live music, we have wine. It's an art and wine wander, and you can wander through the gardens, and we also have owls, because the Avian Reconditioning Centre bring us some of their rehabilitated owls, and our own owls, who we have lots of them. They get a little bit territorial, and they'll hang out and go, So we have to put the visiting owls under a canopy so that they don't feel too threatened by the owls, you know. But it's a delightful event, and you can chat to the artists and sample beer and nibbles and, you know, taste the food. So that's fun. Holiday event in December is our community event, and that is a Saturday right before the holidays, And we have nature-themed vendors, we have activities for the children. The wonderful old house is all decorated, and we usually have Santa and an elf usually helps him on the front porch, and families can come and have their photographs taken.
Very nice. Well, Angela, thank you so much. And if you haven't been to Neerling Gardens, it is in Gotha, and it is a wonderful experience for people who love nature, who love plants, and who really love the outdoors, and want something that's really unique in Central Florida. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, thank you. It has been a pleasure, Clarence. We appreciate it. We welcome everyone. Just go to our website first, because we're not open all the time because we don't have enough staffing yet. It's just we volunteers mostly.
Great. So check out the website first.
first.
Thank
There
you.
we go. All right. Thank you.
Calling all dog lovers to join in on the fun on October 12th at Lou Gardens with your lovable pup. Bring the whole family for a stroll through the 50-acre gardens. Each dog will receive a special goodie bag with their very own Gardens bandana while supplies last. From 9 to noon, you'll enjoy a range of fun activities that have been planned for you and your dogs, and it's all included with admission. Go to lougardens.org for more details.
Orange County Parks and Recreation presents its free roller skate night on October 11th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Enjoy roller skating fun with music, a DJ, skate games, and select food trucks. This event takes place at Barber Park, which is located on Gatlin Avenue in Orlando. Participants must bring their own roller skates. Check out orangecountyparks.net for more information.
Row, row, row your boat to Kelly Park's annual Cardboard Canoe Regatta on October 12th. As part of your park admission fee, you can watch participants as they build canoes from 8:30 a.m. till noon using only cardboard and duct tape provided by the park staff on event that day. Teams race their canoes in the clear, chilly waters of Rock Springs beginning at 1 p.m. with prizes awarded to the race winner, crowd favorite, and most spectacular sinking. Visit orangecountyparks.net for more details. So I had the pleasure of going to Ole Red for Taste of the Town, and it was so much fun. Let's check it out. Hello and welcome to Taste of the Town. I'm Carissa Clark. I'm here at Ole Red in Icon Park, and I'd like to introduce you to my friend and their general manager, Brian Ewell. Brian, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for being here, Carissa.
I am really excited because I love, love, love a brisket sandwich, and that's what you have for everybody.
Absolutely.
This is called the Austin Brisket Sandwich. And please tell everyone what inspired the name.
So good question. It's a double-edged sword there.
Okay.
One, Blake Shelton, who is our guy,
Yes.
has a song. His first big hit was called Austin.
Okay.
So there's that. Also in Texas barbecue, which is traditionally very heavy with the brisket and the sausage, Austin, Texas. So it's both the
Okay.
style barbecue and a tribute to our Boss Man song.
Okay, well that is very cool. I'm really excited for you to just assemble this, and I can't wait to taste it.
Awesome.
Okay, get started.
Okay, so we start by toasting a nice potato bun. We've got our chorizo link smoked. Our brisket is smoked for 14 hours. We use the sweeter, more mild woods, apple, cherry sometimes.
Oh, nice.
Just rubbed with salt and pepper, very simple.
Okay. Wow.
We've got a nice portion of that on there.
Oh my goodness.
So we've got the meat and the fat covered, right?
Yes.
So in order to cut that a little bit, we've got homemade vinegar slaw here, a little acid cut through the fat, right?
Oh, vinegar slaw is so delicious, and now with this smoked meat.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
Cold, crispy. And then we've got a choose your adventure scenario here.
Okay.
So when you come to Ole Red and you order the sandwich, your server's going to ask you, do you want the red barbecue or the white barbecue? Have you ever had white barbecue?
I don't know. I don't think so. Tell me, what's the difference?
So Alabama white barbecue is a mayonnaise-based barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Whereas our Ole Red barbecue sauce is more like your traditional tomato-based.
Oh, well, I think both sound delicious.
Do you want to put both on there?
I want you to surprise me. How do you think I'm going to love it?
I think you're going to love it double down. So we're going to do both,
Double down. That's great.
red and the white.
Okay.
And then to top it all off,
Oh my
we've
gosh.
got fried onions And in the breading is a little bit of our dried Nashville hot seasoning. So it gives it a little bit of a
Wow.
kick, a little bit of a spice.
A bite back.
And a crunch factor too.
Ooh, for texture.
So we've got a little height on that sandwich, as you can see now.
Oh my goodness.
And it's always going to be
Wow.
served with either French fries or our house-made tots, hot and fresh.
This is a sight. This is incredible.
Now that's a meal.
That is incredible. And I know that when it comes to smoking meat, the type of wood that you use is very specific. Barbecue is very specific, and it's very
Absolutely.
personal.
It is.
And I like to think of it as like an art in a way. So I totally respect where that's coming from. And I know individuals come in here to enjoy the food, but also you have live music
Every day of the week.
every day of the week. And what times does that run for everyone? to
So
know?
for our weekdays, we have it at nighttime for dinner.
Okay.
And then for the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we do it all day.
That sounds like so much fun to get out, to come on in here, have a good time. The energy, I love when you walk into a space and there's live music and it's just fun.
Absolutely. And we've got a second to none sound system. We have our own AV department, so they're running the lights. At nighttime, you're going to have the fogger running, so it's a concert-like experience.
That's really, really cool. And besides the live music, you also run events here as well, right?
We do private events of all sizes.
Okay.
And in addition to the great food that we make on a regular menu, the sky's the limit. We can do anything that anybody wants. We've done carving stations and sushi and international cuisines. We can make it happen.
And including a brisket sandwich. So this Austin brisket sandwich I'm about to taste, this looks amazing, okay? Here, I'm gonna go for it, all right? Here we go. Wow. I mean, just look at that.
Substantial, right?
Yes, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have the best bite I've ever had.
Good balance of flavors,
Yes.
nice textural changes. It's a solid sandwich.
Sincerely, that is really good.
Glad you like it.
Don't mind me, it's like I could have another bite. That's really good. I appreciate the combination of sauces. I can taste the meat and this, it's smoked beautifully.
So come on in and
Really
ask for
nice.
Carissa's Way, both barbecue sauces.
I'll take it. Brian, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Wonderful. So please go to the website for more information. I might have this brisket sandwich on my face and I don't even know that I care. I invite you to come out here to Ole Red so you can enjoy your taste of the town. Until then, I'll see you around town.
The food looks so good.
It was so delicious. It was fresh. It was wonderful.
Nice.
I really, really loved it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of
Silly.
interesting things this week.
I know,
too.
and it's fun.
Yeah, really cool.
And creative.
Yes.
It's wonderful. That wraps up the week for events. If you have one that you'd like to share with us for next month, send us an email at cafe@ocfl.net. I'm Carissa Clark.
And I'm Clarence Reynolds. Remember to join us next week to see what is new and exciting in your community.